He's getting better. I find like he's getting better at dealing with this stuff. Yeah, exactly. Oh, why'd you stop?
Stop what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
2 Leafs hats on, going ole, 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 ole.
Can't prove it. Cannot prove it.
No evidence.
So, Tyson, I think you felt really strongly about the fans in that game in Montreal on Saturday night.
So I will preface this with like how loud and involved their building is. I'm actually always jealous. Like I really am jealous. I'm not going to lie. Habs went up very quickly, by the way. They were up 3-1 in the first. And then you guys know what the final score was when the game ended?
The first time in league history or since 1919 that a team had a multi-goal lead and ended up losing the game by 5 goals or more.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Ole, 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 ole.
So listen, the series is not over. I think,
no, it's not.
You guys are referring to the fan interaction when they were up in the first period.
It's the fan interaction. It's not. It was literally just the reverse of the game before that, where, like, you know what I mean? The shoe was on the other foot for Buffalo. It's the fans singing as if they've just won the series. With like 8 minutes left of the first period, actually. And I'm like, oh, is this like, because I tuned in late and I saw it was 3-1 and I didn't even know what period it was. And they started singing and I looked up as if like they're like halfway through the second or something, and they're not. There was a full 8 minutes left in the first period. And I'm like, oh, this is early, guys. To be. I mean, I don't believe in jinxes, but I mean, I also won't shave when my team's in the playoffs either. You know what I mean? Like, so
what's the excuse for your face now? You're not.
Oh gosh,
we're not in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been rougher, but yeah, it was a little premature, I think, to be. But it was a very excited crowd, and I think they were anticipating. But that was early, and what a crazy series that's turned out to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, Lyon had a 0 save percentage until they. Until they retroactively assigned him 1 save. So I think he ended the game with a 250 save percentage.
Yeah, because when they pulled him, he had no saves, right? It was 3 for 3.
No saves on 3 goals, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then
but apparently they went back and gave him a save. So he has a 250.
I was confused by that because he had like a really nice glove save at the beginning. But then I was like,
maybe that's the one that
maybe it wasn't going to hit
count.
the net.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder.
Also true. Yeah.
Yeah, what a crazy, and pulled him like very early. Yeah, so technically 3 goals allowed on 4 shots, and they didn't know if they were going to count that first shot as a shot for quite a while. So
After
that series
Buffalo scored
wild.
in the first 30 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Buffalo does that a lot. They open the scoring within the first couple minutes multiple times this series. But the series in general is crazy. Like, just big victories all over the place. I don't know, whatever team comes out of that runs into the Canes, what that story will be. Like,
runs into a team that plays a structured game.
Or defense, or has a goalie. like what is happening? It's amazing. It is exciting, though. The games are never out of it. Like 3-1 early deficit, 8-3 victory. Like,
oh no, they are not boring games. You know, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like they are. Yeah, I watched the whole thing after I tuned in. Yeah,
a lot of people predicted it was going to go 7, and it is. So
it is.
It's great.
I honestly told, and I am not by far not an expert, but the guys were asking me at school, like, honestly, what do you think? And they're all Habs fans. I was like, guys, 6 games at least, probably 7 games. Don't ask me to pick. That was I was like, I can't pick for you, but it's going to go long. And then here we are going into game 7. So Yep.
And this puts Carolina at the longest between playoff rounds since 1919, 11 days.
Wow.
One of the commentators, when the handshake line was happening, I forget what broadcast had it, but he mentioned something like, "Oh, the Canes could probably go on vacation with the Flyers that they just eliminated. Like they could go to Cancun with them
and
still be back in time for the next round." And
get a practice
turns
in.
out, probably true. 11 days is a huge break. Like that's massive.
Wow. Yeah, and all healed up. So like we saw, I don't have it in front of me, but I guess, locker day in Philly happened and they released the list of injuries and it was lengthy.
It was. Yep.
So knowing that, the Canes have been sitting, resting up, getting physio, massages, and everything else for 11 days.
Back and forth to Mexico. Like, it's great.
Pretty crazy. Yeah.
All right. Before we get back to being armchair GMs, we got to give a quick shout out to a true Atlantic Canadian legend.
That's right. Big 8 Beverages. If you grew up out east, you already know. And if you didn't, buddy, you missed out.
Big 8 is the official drink of minor hockey tournaments, post-game dressing rooms, and sitting in the stands, freezing while your kids forget how to skate.
Yeah, this stuff's been around longer than most rebuilds, and unlike most rebuilds, it actually works.
Big 8 is made right here in Atlantic Canada. Comes in a ridiculous amount of flavors, and somehow tastes even better when you're watching a 7-2 blowout.
It's the perfect drink for road trips, game nights, or when your team gives up 3 goals in 5 minutes and you just need something to help you calm down.
No fancy nonsense, no analytics, just a solid, dependable beverage. Basically the shutdown defenseman of soft drinks.
So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a Big 8. Support local, drink cold, and argue about hockey like an adult.
Big 8 Beverages. Proudly Atlantic Canadian and proudly riding shotgun for the Bush League Hockey Podcast.
Now let's do that hockey. I've been curious, so we know, actually both of our teams, the Leafs and the Avs, know from previous experience that getting past certain points in the playoffs, when it takes a long time, there's like a mental roadblock there.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder with the Canes, where they've had this much time to wait for the Eastern Conference final, where they always lose, I wonder how much that gets into your head with sitting so long to wait for the dreaded, I just think they're human, right? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you're really good. You have a good chance to beat whoever's going to come out of there, but you've never gotten past this point with this core, you know what I mean? So it's like, I wonder how much that gets in their head.
I don't know.
Brenda Moore would slap it right out of their head. He would put up with none of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've thought of that too, to be fair, but I don't know who you can bring in to work with them on stuff like that, but
they've been at a psychiatric retreat for the last 5-6 days.
And still got to Cancun and back.
still got a vacation.
Just make sure there's no knives or glass at the dinner tables. Everybody will be good.
Everybody, yeah.
Oh, no, Jack Hughes plays for the Devils. It's fine.
Right.
Other red team.
Hey, they could have been snorkeling the last 11 days in hotel pools throughout the country.
That was so weird, but also it's so weird that people made it weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? He's a dude in a hotel that they're staying at. Like, what does it matter what MacKinnon does in his off time? Swimming with flippers and a snorkel mask in a pool.
Is nasty with the snorkel on trying to interview MacKinnon.
Yeah, I watched it live. And he wouldn't have it. He's like, nope, next question. Yeah. Someone else, please.
Someone else, please. Yeah. All right, so before we move on to the Eastern Conference stuff, who are we picking? It's Game 7 tomorrow night as of the time of recording. Who you guys got? It's in Buffalo. It's been a very road-heavy series.
I don't know.
Good answer.
Ole, 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 ole.
Oh, Gary's a Habs fan. Okay.
I feel like I could be wrong on this. I'm just going off of. I feel like whenever there's a series that's a road heavy series where the other team tends to win, like, you know, on the road for most of it, I feel like when it hits the pivotal game, the home ice advantage finally kicks in. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but like I kind of think the fans, the everything, I think they're gonna find a way to close it out at home.
No, it doesn't. So
Sorry. Maybe I guess I was wrong.
So on that joyous note, I'm gonna take Buffalo because I think the Habs showed that they were very nervous last game. Like a chance to close out a team, get to the conference final. Yeah, they did it in the first round, but first round is the first round. This is like a big step to get to the conference finals, and they couldn't hold their lunch. Like they were in trouble after they jumped out to the early lead. So I think that's going to happen again. Like they're all super young, right? Like they've been through, some of them are veterans, sure, but like playoff veterans, they are not. Whereas now you've got Buffalo, who hasn't been to the playoffs in forever, but they're not new players. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the players have had playoff success in the past. Look at Byram, for instance, Colorado Avalanche legend, right? Like he's gone through it before he got traded, and so has a lot of other people. Maybe not like the Tage Thompsons of the world, but like enough of the team, I think, are going to be able to weather that intensity of a Game 7 better than I think the Habs will. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong. I've been wrong a lot this offseason. But I just seeing how they crumbled, I'm like, oh no, like I've seen that before as a Leafs fan. I know what that looks like.
like the guy I've been waiting for to really grab the Buffalo by the horns.
Well done.
He's had a pretty quiet series. Is Alex Tuck. Yes. I mean, when he was with Vegas, man, that guy was terrifying. He was like such a good, and I don't know if he has any points in this series. I haven't looked it up, but I feel like if it's none, it's very little. He's been like a non-factor, and like he's one of those veteran guys you're talking about, really tough to play against when he's going. I wonder if, he figures it out.
Now's his time.
Yeah. So
I think regardless of the teams, it's going to come down to two people. Dobish and
UPL.
I assume UPL. I assume we won't be seeing Lyon again this series.
I don't think so. Lyon has a reputation of going on short and very hot streaks and doesn't have a lot of longevity there. And I think his time was up. If they get past this series, maybe you'll see him again in the playoffs, but like he needs some time away.
Now, Dobish did steal Game 7 from Tampa.
He did.
Yeah. And that happens.
And I love his attitude. Like all the interviews, he's hard not to get behind and like, you know what I mean? He's just like super down to earth, knows that he's in a weird position where like he's not a veteran in the league at all as being a rookie. And he's just playing, right? Like
it's kind of the scary thing.
That slash last night on Darlene too.
I love it. People tried to blow that up, but it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, it's the playoffs. Somebody gave you a whack, you whack them back. Like, and of course, Darlene goes and cries because he's like softest player in Buffalo. It's kind of crazy. That's why everybody cross-checks him in the face. Like, it happens to everybody. Malkin does it. Matthews does it. It's happened a couple times this playoff already. Like, there's a reason it happens.
I guess you got the last lap. Didn't you have a 5? Didn't he have 5 points?
He exploded last night.
Yeah.
He poked the bear a little too much, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the East.
But
Sabres,
both of those teams look awesome. They look good for a long time now. The roster Montreal's putting together is as a Leafs fan is unpleasant to see.
I was going to say, Gary, no matter which team wins, I should have worded it this way. Yeah, I'm not happy. But no matter which team loses, I think they both far exceeded beginning of the year expectations, both teams. And you're right,
Yeah.
Montreal, 3, 4, 5 seasons from now, like it's still like they've not reached their potential
Their
yet.
power
Like
play is stupid. Like
it's still growing. So
What were they? The
yeah.
train you couldn't see coming, was it?
yeah, something like that.
Oh yes, thanks, Keith Pelly.
It's like a few that saw it coming for quite a while, but I don't know why.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And I think somebody even did the math that if you removed like the wins and the losses against Buffalo and Montreal, we still weren't in a playoff spot. So it's like, I don't know what other trains you're talking about, but like it wasn't them. Like we just sucked this year.
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Like usually teams, they hit a wall in the playoffs for a while before they kind of move on. And the interesting thing with Montreal, with this core that they have, this is the first time in like forever that they haven't been built from the goaltender out. Like for so many years, it was like they had the best goaltending, and now they've kind of got some young wild cards. It could be good. Maybe they won't be. But like it's kind of weird to see a Montreal team on the up and coming without like the up for the Vezina goaltender every year that they've had for a long time. So yeah.
Good point. So flipping over to the West, the West is set starting on a Wednesday evening. So before we record again, the Knights and the Avs will kick it off. We're not going to talk about Marner's goal. We're going to move past that goal. And I'm going to get Jeremy's thoughts on this matchup.
All right. We'll ignore that.
Could you please hit Marner so he goes back to how he was? 'Cause he's making us look real bad. But playing Utah and Anaheim, there was very little physicality against him, and he's thrived. So I'm curious what happens in this series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the Avs have shown that they'll key in on guys and hit them. I mean, they did that to Hughes. The Wild did it back to Makar. So Vegas is built a little more by committee, but I mean, Marner has outshone Eichel by a mile. Eichel's produced for not as much as you would think. The thing with Vegas is they're so deep in forward, especially at center. Now that William Karlsson's back, I'm a little worried about that. It's kind of a different problem.
Says the Avs fan. With centers playing wing.
Yeah. I don't say it's an advantage, but it's a different challenge. I mean, with the Wild, it was like the Kaprizov wasn't. Huh?
They had one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Ryan Hartman was their first line center. Like ridiculous that they've. Then you see a series like that, and you're like, holy cow! All the moves Guerin did. And I understand Joel Eriksson is out, but he's still not a 1C type of guy.
Yeah, right. Solid 3C.
Solid 3C. So they have some holes there. That's a whole other story to unpack that series. But as far as this one coming up, yeah, I think the story's kind of flipped. But I don't think there's any team in the league that can compete with the Avs at center and at forward depth. The big question, I think, defensively. Like the Avs have got a good chunk of the defense core that's hurt. Makar's playing at like 70%, I would say. Manson came back for a game, took a very stupid penalty, looked awful for the rest of that one. Malinsky's been out, and Malinsky's been like a real big part of the defense core playing on the second pair. They've been able to put him with Taves. So I think it depends a lot on how healthy the defense is. All that being said, I think like the injuries and that it can make it just has a chance of making the series, I think, even. Vegas has been playing very good since Tortorella. And I think a lot of people are not giving them enough credit. I know they played Anaheim, who was not very good at defending. And at times, you know, they were able to pick them apart pretty easy. And I don't think they're going to have it as easy. But the forward depth, like Hertl got a goal the other night. That's a guy, like, you can't forget about Thomas Hertl, man. He was like such a big part.
He was so good.
Oh, man. He was such a big part of those San Jose teams that were just incredible that they never won a Stanley Cup. So, yeah, I think at forward, if Eichel gets going, you know, there's a chance to for them to, I think, give the Avs more of a challenge than they think. But I don't know. Unless they lose all their defensemen to injury, I'd still give the edge to the Avs.
Bias. Hey, buddy.
Can you give us a go Avs go real quick?
Go Avs go.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Boys, you're settling in here and you're supposed to be in bed. Yeah. Anything else to say before you go?
Habs suck.
Can you say boo Habs?
Boo Avs.
There you go.
Nice. A man of culture already.
All right, bud. Huh? Because there's a lot of Leafs fans. Yeah. I'll explain tomorrow. Hey, buddy. Close the door, please.
Jeremy tomorrow. Well, back in 1908, when the Toronto arenas.
I'll bring up some.
Let's start from the beginning.
Some games from the early 1900s.
We're going to read the book called The Sweater.
So yeah, I came on. I was on the show 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and I said that the Duck shooters could pick apart Carter Hart. Well, that didn't happen. So I'm really curious. Like how the Av shooters will handle that, and whether he'll stay hot or not, because he has had a fantastic stat line for the Anaheim series.
And that's the only other point I was going to make. The goaltending, I'm fine with. I'm fine with the way Wedgwood's playing. I'm assuming they're gonna go with him again. And yeah, Carter Hart's the wild card. I don't think he's going to face the type of shots and the high danger shots that he's probably going to face in this one. So I don't know. It's a kind of a wild card. We don't know what to expect, but we'll see if he does like a Jake Ottinger type of thing.
Do you think this is just going to be?
Yeah,
just going to be.
What's that?
Will this just be end-to-end rushes? You think, or is this going to be a grinded out type game?
I think it's going to be grindy. The first game is probably going to be. It'll turn into fire wagon. I assume game 1.
9-6.
Yeah, that could happen again. But because it's Tortorella too, like I don't think he'll tolerate that too long.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of sit back and block shots.
Yep. Yep. Which like they've been doing, right? They've been getting back to that. They've been kind of playing like the typical grind you down, like try to block everything, frustrate you, forecheck you hard. Like they're getting back to that kind of old school type, old school Vegas. For as old as they are.
8 years.
Yeah.
If they can have their way in the series, that's what they'll turn the game into.
Yes. 100%. 100%. But I'm hoping for redemption. I mean, the Vegas was the team that put them out the year before they won in 22. So I'm hoping for redemption.
I mean, they won the cup the next year.
Well, they didn't have to go. You just want to beat them, It's like the Stars, right? I just want to beat them.
I can never be happy. Be happy. We haven't won a cup in 59 years, and you're like, this team beat us and put us out of one playoffs. We won the next year, but it's not settled. We have to beat them again.
We won the cup, but we didn't go through the Bruins.
Yeah, so it
I'm not
doesn't
accepting
count.
it. Yeah.
It's an asterisk in the win.
Oh man. Yeah.
I was joking.
What?
I was joking at the first, but that Marner goal, that might be the greatest
Might have
individual
to
effort
bring
goal
that up soon.
I've ever seen in the playoffs. Like, that was insanity. I'm sorry.
You were right. It was not safe for work.
Yeah, I sent him the highlight in the messenger group we have, and I was just like, "This isn't safe for work, guys. This is just too filthy. Like, this is too rough." Like, and it was gross. I mean, what was the defenseman doing on that play? Just skating right by him. There were some mistakes made that let him go to the side with the between the legs, but
yeah,
come on, man. Like, that was probably the nicest goal I've seen in the playoffs in my life. Like, for like an individual play.
Yep. So what's prediction? What's everyone? How many games?
Vegas in 5. I'm kidding.
You don't have to be kidding.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Maybe 5. Maybe you should say Vegas in 4.
Yeah. Sweep.
Oh.
Full sweep incoming.
Yeah.
I said the
They're
other
in the
day to
app
someone, honestly, I said Colorado in 6, and I think I'm going to stay with that. Despite Marner getting hot, I think they will drop a couple to Vegas, but I still think they got this. So,
All right, Gary, what do you think?
Avs in 5.
Can't all pick the Avs. Because I mean, hey, Jeremy, what do you think?
Oh man. Well, yeah, I mean, you can. I don't know. It's hard to seem unbiased, but I also thought Avs in 5, just because everyone was worried about the Wild,
mm-hmm.
and they beat them in 5. Including the game to close them out. They came back from a 3-0. They were down 3-0, tied it up in the last few minutes. They scored 2 goals in the last couple of minutes. Notwithstanding Nathan MacKinnon, you know what? You need to give him, if you're going to put him on the side of the face, like kind of towards a half wall, and you give him a shot, you got to have the goalie in the net. You can't give him an open net. You got to give him about 4 inches.
I think he worked on that after the Olympics. Like, he worked on that probably more than any other drill. He just stood there and rifled pucks.
Yeah, exactly. That's just hilarious.
So you think the Avs as well in, what'd you say, 5, 6?
I think they could do it in 5. I think they could do it.
All right. I think it's going to go 7, but I also think the Avs will also win.
Okay.
Nice.
Which is unfortunate that we were all Avs fanboys now.
We got 2 5s, a 6, and a 7. Okay.
One of us will likely be right, maybe even 2 of us.
Watch it be a sweep, and we're all wrong.
Yeah. 4 Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Just wrong on all fronts.
Yeah.
I don't know. The factor here is there is a torts factor, and Vegas seems to be heating up more and more as they move along here. So it's it'll be very.
Well, something like they lost their players, right? Like Cassidy just lost the room, and a new coach went 9-0 down the stretch and have lost 4 games total in the first 2 series.
Exactly.
So
it was
like
this. Can this set a new trend of like teams that are playoff bound being like, I'm just going to turf my coach with a handful of games left in the season?
Yep. That's the move.
So here's the next evolution here, Gary. So Torts doesn't have a contract and Cassidy still does. So they'll bring Torts in, run the playoff run, and then not renew him, and Cassidy will come back for the start of the next season. You're already paying him, so you might as well.
Tortorella only coaches the playoffs.
Only coaches the playoffs. He's just like an assistant coach for whatever team gets to him first.
wow.
Yeah.
The E-Buck.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like Vegas, like they won the cup more recently than the Avs have. And a lot of those guys are still there. It's a lot of that's a lot of veteran players. They should be going into this series with no pressure. Everyone expects them to lose. You know what I mean? It's like playing with no pressure. I mean, that can be tough to play against.
Oh, boys, I'm thirsty. I don't know about you guys.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
Can't do it twice in a row.
My nomination
Oh, my goodness. It's not Cole Caulfield,
for the Big 8 Player of the Week.
Please be Cole Caulfield this time.
The most clutch playoff performer in NHL history. Number 93.
Doug Gilmour.
Of the Vegas Golden Knights, Mitchell Marner.
Am I allowed to argue that with a counterpoint? Or do you want to just give it to Marner again? Pavel Dorofeyev for the Knights would be my recommendation. He leads the playoffs in goals, not points, because that's Mitchell, as we just talked about. And here's a cool stat for Dorofeyev is in the first 3 games of both series, he had no goals. And then he had 4 goals in the final 3 games of the first series.
Wow.
And 5 goals in the final 3 games of the second series.
Wow.
So
shows up in the games that matter.
He shows up in the games matter. So the first 3. So he's got 9 goals overall, 4 in the first series, but he got them in the final 3 games, and 5 in the second series. He got them in the final 3 games. Pretty clutch.
Wow.
That's
anyway,
impressive.
I'm going to just throw that into the ether, and you guys can decide who you want to give it to.
I also have a nomination for tonight. Rasmus Dahlin. I'm sorry.
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
Same argument, sorta, when it mattered. Had himself a 5-point night.
Not many times do you see a 5-point night in a playoff.
Defenseman.
Let alone a defenseman.
As a defenseman. Yeah.
So, yeah, when it mattered, and their backs are against the wall, had himself a 5-point night. So that at least needs to be mentioned, I feel like. So I'm throwing that out there.
I totally agree. All right, Jeremy. Either nominate someone or make the call.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I got the tiebreaker.
Player of the week is MacKinnon's snorkel.
No, man, it's got to be the Flippers. I'm putting the Flippers up for nomination.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I'm just delaying because I have to agree that it's Marner again.
I tried.
I'm sorry.
Tyson, you tried.
Mainly just for the reason that Matt wasn't here last year.
I wasn't here because I knew you were going to give it to Marner last week, and I didn't want to be a part of that. I didn't want to be on the recording. I didn't want to be on the show. So I made up some excuse that I couldn't make it. And you guys recorded without me. You don't give it 2 weeks in a row to the same person.
We've literally skipped over Caulfield for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Well, there's only the problem is too, there's only 5 teams left. So
but how do you not give it to the leading playoff goal scorer? Like, come on. How do you not give it to the most cross-checkable face in the NHL?
Wow.
If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not saluting him though. I have my limits.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So
can we switch? Can we switch votes?
Sure.
I was mentioning Dahlin. I'll go Dorofeyev.
50-50.
Nice. Nice. I thought you meant voting who you were going to take. I thought you were going to say like Vegas and 4 now or something. Just
No.
So who would actually get it? Who got it?
So I think Marner is the top performer of the week.
It's just ridiculous.
But I also think giving it back to back is it's not that big of a deal, I guess.
No, it's not.
What are we going to do next week when he has 9 goals in 3 games against the Avs?
I guess we'll do it a third time in a row and a fourth time in a row and a fifth time in a row. And eventually he'll be the Conn Smythe winner and we'll have to give it to him again.
It could be worse.
Marner all the way up.
He could be in your conference and score the winning goal that eliminates you. Just saying that, I get your pain, but it could be worse.
If you made that joke like last year, I'd be like, no, he doesn't show up in big games. But
yeah, apparently.
Now he's showing us it's just a Toronto thing. So,
did you see him in the press conference in the way he was dressed up? Looked like he was like straight out of Grand Theft Auto or something.
Yes,
the hand went back through the hair, and he.
So that press
He's
conference,
loving life out there.
Let's talk about that press conference.
That's a great segue.
Good segue.
That's a great segue, Gary. Thank you so much.
Or lack of press conference.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 of the players showed up. I don't know the other one. I forget who it was, but Marner was one. Howden, yeah, okay. So yeah, this press conference was strange. Marner and Howden show up. They answer some questions. They joke about how they have to keep it short because Torts is going to leave with the bus and leave them at the arena, and everyone's like, ha ha ha, that's so funny, ha ha ha. Anyway, then the next day, the league comes out and fines Torts $100,000 personally. Remember, he doesn't have he doesn't really have a contract. He's just kind of like the substitute coach. I mean, not that he doesn't have the money, but like,
yeah,
but $100,000.
So $100,000.
Sam Bennett's near committed murder multiple times and gets like $2,500 fines.
CBA versus not a CBA.
Yep, you're telling me $100,000.
So yeah, $100,000 personally, and the league strips the second round 2026 pick from the Knights, which is
wild.
More important than the fine. Like the fine is monetary. We see coaches get fined all the time for either instigating fights in the last 2 minutes of a period or whatever. But the second round pick is massive.
I feel
like that's a tangible asset they just took away from the Knights. And the reason given by the league was something around flagrant disregard for NHL media expectations or contracts.
They made an example of it. And I feel like
the
way that came across to me was like, John, you need to do these. And then Kelly McCrimmon, you need to tell him to do these.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know if this one was a Torts thing. Torts was not available to talk after the game, obviously. Marner even joked how he's already running to the bus. But apparently that goes back to Torts was upset with the McNabb suspension, which we'll talk about maybe after this topic, but he thought it was a bogus suspension, and his way of revolting was just to not do a press conference. The problem is the Knights this year have flaunted or skirted the rules of media content all season long. So I was listening to there's a podcast, a Knights podcast called the Sin Bin podcast. And they dove into the violations that the Knights have been hit with all year. I personally don't hear a lot about them because I live out east. I don't really follow the Knights that closely, but he did a great job. It was like a 50-minute podcast, but he recapped some of the issues the league has had with Vegas before Torts even got here. Torts got here with 9 games left in the season. He's not responsible for all of these. For instance, in the Utah series, during one of the travel days, so a day in between games where you're switching cities, the Knights scheduled a press conference for the travel day, which is pretty unusual to begin with because the media's traveling, the players are traveling, who's going to be available?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they scheduled it. So a lot of media changed their travel plans, got to Utah early, a day early, got all set up for this press conference. And about 20 minutes before the press conference, the Knights just canceled it for no reason given. So now you've got the whole press corps there expecting something, and they just got canceled on. So the league really obviously didn't like that because now you have everybody spending money out of their corporate budgets to change travel plans, get there early for nothing. There was other instances where, when Carter Hart was rumored to be getting signed by the Knights. Obviously, with Hart's past, it's a very potentially controversial thing. And so even before he was signed, there was a reporter for The Athletic who all he did was request of the PR staff, hey, can I ask the coach about the potential contract signing of Carter Hart? He didn't ask this question to the coach. He asked it to the PR staff, and the PR staff immediately revoked his press credentials and had security escort him out of the building. So, like, obviously the NHL didn't like that either, because now you've got a reporter for The Athletic who is no longer credentialed to talk to people in the Knights. Another situation with another reporter around just a locker room scrum with, I forget who now. Oh my goodness, it's escaping me. I should have taken notes. But anyway, post game, they didn't like a question that was asked to one of their players. Same thing, revoked the press credentials, escorted them out of the building. So, like, this is not like a new thing with the Knights. They seem to have a very interesting relationship with the media. And I think the league finally had enough. Like, they were just done. You can't be doing this, especially in the playoffs. This is like the marquee matchups. We expect the coach to speak after like a victory, like a series victory. Like, just come sit down, give us 5 minutes. Now, general thought is they're going to appeal it. And even some reporters were saying a couple days ago that they would expect the second round pick to be restored, but the fine to stay. So we'll see what really happens. I mean, it's obviously all up to Bill Daly and Gary Bettman what they do, but they do have an avenue to appeal. But when it came out, I was shocked. I was like, why are the Knights losing their second round pick over this? Going back, it's like been a whole year thing. So anyway, people are making fun of the organization pretty good, that they're afraid of a little media, such a hard and tough and you can't scare us media, but our team, but then the media just scares them and they just run.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, like the personality, I guess, to compare it to, but like, they seem like a student in a class who tries to find all the loopholes, and then they're quite proud about it and they brag about it to their friends and they're the first ones to do it. But then when someone points out the way like they're cheating the system, they're like, what are you talking about? I did everything I was supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of, right, Tyson? Maybe?
Does that hit close to home, Tyson?
I see an awful lot of effort put into pretending you're doing work.
There you go. Same type of personality. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I guess this. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, I remember, like, I think I mentioned Mark Lazarus. He's pretty active on Blue Sky. He was one of the guys that ditched Twitter when it kind of got taken over by Elon. And so he's pretty active on there. And so he was tweeting about that as it happened. And he went and basically it was after they signed Carter Hart, and he asked about the Canada 5.
Yeah.
And they were like, nope. Also, never come back again. See ya.
Yeah. Like,
so
just to, like, even ask if he can ask about it and getting punished. Like,
yeah. So
I get if you want to talk to a reporter who asks that in open forum or something when you had rules of engagement or something, but like, he's literally just trying to establish the rules of engagement with the PR staff, and they're like, nope, never come back. Like, it's so dumb.
So he asked if he could ask.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like,
it didn't even get to a question. There's no recorded question of him asking it because he didn't even get a chance to.
Because he didn't ask it.
He was probably trying to do the right thing by, this is a controversial topic. Let's vet it through the PR staff before we ask it.
Yep.
No soup for you. Man, 1 year.
Come back 1 year after we lose a draft pick.
Yeah. But it's interesting.
Anyway,
it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented.
It is unprecedented,
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's nothing, like you said, like the appeal process will be interesting because, like, you don't have anything to compare it to. So maybe they don't get the pick and the fine stays, or who knows? So it's interesting.
I could see them getting it back, but it was scary enough that it's like, okay, guys, we have to do these press conferences.
Potentially. It could just be the tactic of...
Because they'll do it. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like, we did it, we gave it back to you, do it again. You're not getting it back. We'll do it.
I would expect every press conference that they call in the next series will just be whoever's expected to be there.
Yeah.
all just answering every question with,
yes,
I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't. Do you remember that from like the NFL or whatever? Like the guy at the combine was just like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just every question.
Or the NHL equivalent. We're just going to get pucks in deep.
Pucks in deep, north, south.
Like, I'm excited for...
Just get pucks in deep.
I am so pumped for Tortorella's.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
After this. Last year, we made a whole shirt around Tortorella's responses. I should put that back up.
You might need new design coming.
Oh, gosh. Like, I can't, because he's either going to be so overly nice that everyone knows he's being, like, sarcastic nice.
Yep.
Or he's going to be, like, just militant one-word answers. Like, who knows?
He was asked about it already, and all he said was, I'm going to refer to the statement the Knights put out, which is basically just, we disagree with this, blah, 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 blah. You know, like the boilerplate stuff. The same PR staff that suspend press credentials for vetting questions.
Wow.
Anyway, so this all kind of, like I said, initially this information surfaced about they were unhappy with the McNabb suspension. So we could just talk about that for a second. So in Game 6 of the Anaheim series, Game 5, he was suspended for Game 6. In Game 5, I thought it was a pretty vicious interference hit given to Ryan Poehling, and this was from Braden McNabb, sorry. And it, you know how, like, I love rough and tough hockey. I love huge hits. I love whatever. But, like, when a player tries to get up and then falls down, that's scary stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You just see it. Like, I remember, like, the image of John Tavares getting kneed by Corey Perry in the bubble playoffs and, like, getting up and falling back. I was just like, man, this dude just died on the ice. Like, I just watched someone die on the ice. Anyway, this wasn't that bad, but Poehling attempted to get up and just, like, fell. He was knocked. He was out cold. So I was curious what you guys thought of the hit. If you saw it, McNabb was given a 1-game playoff suspension for it. He missed Game 6. He's back for the start of the next series. This is actually on a play that Jeremy and I have talked about one-on-one a lot of times, where it's interference, but is it interference? Like,
So I think it was interference, but if you're McNabb, you don't think it's going to be.
Right. And that's what Jeremy and I've talked about a lot.
That's my issue. Like, it's not, when you started in for the hit, it looked like he was going to have the puck.
Yep.
And then he doesn't, and you're on your way. So that said, that was like getting hit by a truck. Like, that
he
was...
He didn't expect it, right? Like,
that's why
it was clean
so
through the chest. He just wasn't expecting. There was no bracing. Like, just totally got blown up. But Jeremy and I've talked about that point before. Like, I've used the examples of in the defensive zone, if you, like, rim the puck around and the defenseman, like, lets it go, and then that defenseman gets blown up.
Yeah.
By the letter of the book, that's interference. He never touched the puck, but it's like,
it was
2 inches from his stick.
Yeah.
And he made the choice not to play the puck when he could have. So, like, is it really interference? Again, by the book it is. This play's a little different because the puck gets caught up in the other Vegas player who's battling Poehling's, like, skates. So it's kind of like behind him. That's why he's kind of like looking back, and then he just gets blown up. So the puck never got to him to play because it got kind of intercepted in the skates of someone else. So it's a little different, but, like, Jeremy and I have talked about this a lot, that, like, by the letter of the law, there's some plays that every game that's technically an interference call.
Yeah.
But the refs won't call it. But then you have a situation like this.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you didn't call all the other ones. And this one, yes, resulted in injury. Yes, it's a bad look.
And I think that's why was the injury. But
yeah, and it's McNabb too. So I'll draw a little comparison here. A couple years ago, the Avs were playing the Kraken in the first round, and Cale Makar went in. Very similar type of thing. He goes in for a hit on Jared McCann, and he thinks it's the same sort of thing. He thinks that McCann is going to have the puck, but, like, it hit the netting or something, if I remember right, and the puck falls down.
I remember that play. Yeah.
Remember this?
Yep.
And Makar goes in, like, and McCann's just, like, thinks the play's over, and he just pastes him into the boards. So it looks awful. It looks terrible. It's like, what is he doing? Like, what was he thinking on that? And it's like, you can see he's immediately like caught off guard. Like, what? Like, are we not? Why are we not playing? Like, why was he doing that? Why didn't he know I was going to do that and whatever? And in consistency, Makar got one game similar to McNabb just got for that same type of, technically it's interference. And it's, the only thing, like, I think at least if the league's consistent with the discipline, that's one thing. I guess it's more like what comes after it, right? Like, oh, he's a dirty player. Oh, he whatever. It's like, I just think you need to look at, like, McNabb's never been suspended. If you watch that play at full speed, he's anticipating Paling's going to have the puck. It's unfortunate that he doesn't. Paling is like thinking that he's not looking for a hit because the puck never got to him, and it happens in a split second.
Yeah, not expecting it.
And he's not braced for a hit. I don't think McNabb's a dirty player. It's just unfortunate that it happened at that speed, but at least the league was consistent with how they disciplined it.
Yeah, we're just used to these suspensions being an interference that's usually behind the play.
Or some guy just absolutely gets blown up open ice. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Like way late.
It's way late, like not even close.
The one thing from the Vegas side would be that it was like almost his first shift of the game. It happened so early. So that game misconduct was a one-game suspension.
Was a one-game suspension. Yeah.
So
that's a fair point.
It's a two-game suspension he got.
And then they played
in the playoffs, which is like
and they played short
suspension.
Right, so they played down a man that game, and then didn't have him the next game, but he didn't play almost the entirety of the game before. Yeah.
So like enough. If you gave him a 4-game suspension in the regular season for that hit, I would be questioning you. So if I'm to say that's what he get in the playoffs, then
the Brian Burke rule, where you get half the yeah.
That's what I would say from the Vegas perspective, but
yeah, but you can't dodge your media commitments. Like, you can't do that because now the suspension has turned into a second round pick loss for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your reaction to it has escalated to losing a potential top 64 player.
I just hope it gets in the players' heads and they can't focus the rest of the week.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
No, Torts will do the coach thing, and he'll come out and he'll distract people. Whether it's
he will. Yeah,
like you said. Whether it's he'll probably issue something and take the blame for it, and then he'll probably go on like normal or be overly smiley, like you said, to kind of wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like I'm here.
Yeah,
or he'll be one-word answers, so he's there.
Either one-word answers or 25-minute press conferences.
Yeah, exactly. But either one will take the distraction away from the team. Like, people aren't going to ask the players that because they're going to ask Torts that in a press conference, and he's just going to say, next question. That's a dumb question. Next question.
I think the recent example was when he was in Philly, and I think it was Mike Hayes, because everywhere he goes, he ends up having a public problem with one of the players. It just happens every time. And in Philly, I think it was Mike Hayes. And then one of the journalists asked about, it was more of a personal question between them or something like that. And he took the opportunity, and this is like the loyal side of Torts that everyone loves, that like the part that shows you he's a good guy, because he says basically goes on to defend him and tell him he's a great guy, he's a good man, he's a good person, and he goes out of his way to talk for a long time about how great he is, and to basically, your question is invalid because he's a family man, he's a good guy and whatever, and then he basically told him he's not going to answer any more questions of his. And I think it was last series that same guy made it to a press conference, and I think there's a clip of Tortorella saying, "Are you the guy that asked that question in Philadelphia?" Next question. It was awesome. So yeah, just to say that he's very good using, his personality to take the focus away and make it about him.
I'd love to know what he's doing next year because he would be great in front of the Toronto media.
Oh my
Could
God.
you imagine?
You just took the words out of my mouth.
I was going to bring it up.
Could you imagine him with
Simmons in the same room?
Simmons, yeah. You want to see some press credentials get revoked? There we go. See you, Steve.
That would be incredible.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
I don't know if I would, but it would be pretty interesting.
Just for a little while. Just for a little while.
Yeah. So we're getting a little, we're getting later in the show here, boys.
We are.
But we would be remiss to not talk about the Oilers drama with, speaking of coaches. So we have to talk about a coach who's extended for 3 years, never even gets to the extension before he's fired.
To the tune of like $7 million a year is the rumored contract extension that kicks in 4 months' time.
Yes. So I like that is just so fascinating because like that decision has to go to the owner. Like Daryl Katz has to be.
Well, he pulled the trigger is the story.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, yeah. Okay.
So on 32 Thoughts, they basically said they were going to come back with him. And the owner was so frustrated that he forced the hand to make it happen. And it has to be because the owner is the one that's going to eat that $20 million in salary that he is owed. Now, coaches work a little different. If he gets hired by another team for at least that contract amount, the Oilers are off the hook.
Okay, I couldn't remember how
if a team hires them for, say, $2 million a year, the Oilers top the salary up to what he's supposed to get under them. Same with Cassidy, same with all coaches. This is just a rule that the league has in place that coaches have to be paid fair market value. And if a team can't, then the team that originally signed them to the contract tops up to that contract. So they're hoping he gets hired for full value, but chances are no one's going to pay him the $7 million the Oilers are going to pay him.
Yeah.
So they're going to be paying some out.
Was the instruction from the owner to fire him before calling Cassidy or after calling Cassidy?
I was waiting for that.
This is the part we'll never know.
No, we won't.
Like, it has to be the most mismanaged situation in history. How does that get out, for one thing? Like, who leaks that? And then every day it was like is Knoblach fired yet? Like, watch. Like, there was somebody posting on Blue Sky, like, has he been fired yet today? Nope. Has he been fired yet today? Nope. Like, how does it feel to him? Like every day, like, well, I know what's happening. They're talking to other people for a coaching job. Clearly my time is up. Just twiddle my thumbs, I guess. Like, just so unprofessional. Just won't lie. Like
Vegas doesn't talk to the media, so we know the leak didn't come from that side.
That's rough.
But like now what though? I mean,
I don't know.
Are they going to wait till July 1st and then we're going to Cassidy's coaching the Oilers or like?
Well, so since we've talked, Craig Berube has also been fired.
And that's the least surprising thing we've talked about in the 55 minutes so far. Like, how is that?
The only surprise in all of that was that Craig Berube seemed a little surprised.
Oh, yeah, he was caught off guard.
But I think it was, didn't Chayka say that they had meetings with him about the future of the team?
Chayka, Sundin, and Berube had a 4-hour long meeting. They did not leave the room.
They didn't like what he said, I guess.
And I guess, now, mind you, this is coming from, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how they find these things out, but Berube left the meeting actually feeling like it went well.
That he'd be back.
Now, that's what we're being told, right? So, like, who did he say that to that then said to someone else that then told Elliott that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? But that he was feeling pretty good about it. The Knoblach thing is, you imagine finding out that they're inquiring about other people to take your job before they've told you you're not coming back? Like,
they just signed him to a 3-year contract in November.
Like, I just, like I'm a high school teacher and we're all pretty territorial over our rooms. Like, if you have a nice classroom, it probably took you years to get that nice classroom. So I can't imagine me like teaching the kids on Friday and someone's giving a tour like, oh yeah, no, this is, see this room here? Yeah, well.
This will be your room next year.
Might be your room next year. And I'm standing there like, what? What? What are you talking
Now,
about?
on the flip side, him and his family are sitting there and they're kind of like, well, easiest $7 million I ever made.
Yeah. We got in the wrong business, boys. You gotta get NHL coaches. You get fired all the time. You get paid out full contract values.
Now, for hirings, Elliott's pretty adamant on that. He cannot see Bruce Cassidy going to Toronto, but can totally picture him going to Edmonton. And that he thinks Toronto's going to go off book, like maybe someone new.
I mean, it worked with Keith. I get it, but
yeah. I mean, and like that's John Chayka, right? He's going to be
now. If anybody
type
can get me John Chayka's email, I have a suggestion.
John at MLSC.com, I'm sure.
Just John.
Yeah, he just took it over.
I do have a suggestion if he wants to go kind of off script here with a hiring. Hear me out. Gardner McDougall.
I gotta say, Gardner McDougall.
Somebody floated that on the subreddit. Was that you? Like a week ago? They were like, let's give this guy a try. And it had like the picture of him giving the thumbs up. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
I love
him
McDougall.
When Hockey Day in Canada was here, they recorded 32 Thoughts here in Moncton.
Yep.
And they had McDougall on for Elliott talked to him for a while. And when he asked him about NHL coaching jobs, it very much said to me that he would be open to it because he didn't really deny it. He didn't really say he didn't want to do it. He just kind of was like, well, the opportunities might not have been there so far, or maybe he's talked to other teams and it hasn't panned out. But there's a guy for sure that you could see on a pathway there. The other one that I've always been curious about, because I hear about him because it's Colorado, but the Denver Pioneers coach, and of course now David Carl, name right? Huh?
Yeah, it's David Carl.
David Carl, right? I mean, I think that's a very highly thought of coach who's an NCAA coach that I think a lot of teams would be looking at, but I don't know. He's a guy I could see making the jump at some point, but those were the two that I thought. I thought Gardner McDougall and this DU Pioneers coach, but
he has a young family, doesn't want to move. It's
okay.
Probably going to take like a $8 million contract or more.
Well, he picked the right team then, because we'll pay that out.
Who you're talking about, David Carl?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
So you've looked into
deep diving.
So Gary, have you heard Manny Malhotra's name floating around too?
Yes.
Okay.
It seems to be a popular choice.
Dallas Eakins, another one.
No, not again. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
The other one too, not saying necessarily that you're be excited about him, but if the Avs go all the way this year, Dave Hackstall is the assistant coach now, and he has been a head coach in the past, and I'm sure he took this assistant job to stay relevant and in the league so that he could eventually get another head coach job again. So that's a name that's out there too. But he was with the Leafs before, wasn't he?
He was I just looking it up, from 2019 to 2021. So
yeah, that's what I thought.
The first part of the bubble, he was an assistant coach.
So was Manny Malhotra.
Yep.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're going with someone new.
Someone new.
Yeah.
There's always the chance that Steve Sullivan just moves over to the head coach position too.
There is. Yep.
I think him and Chayka are pretty good friends.
So I gotta pose the question, Jeremy. You can just tune out for the next 5 minutes. To Gary and Tyson. Like, so we've had a new GM for a couple of weeks now, 2.5 weeks now, give or take.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts now after 2.5 weeks? I know we talked about it when he was first introduced, but I'm curious your thoughts because I have some.
He's fired Berube and had a press conference after that was pretty good, pretty normal.
No, I love how normal is the baseline.
And he says it so hesitantly.
Yeah.
There's something
normal.
There's something about when he does a press conference, the way he's standing there and his gestures and the way he talks. Now I'm just picking on the guy. It has nothing to do with his ability as a GM. But if someone told me that was an AI video, I'd be like, well, yeah. Like that doesn't look at all like a real, but that's just how he, like the way he talks. He's so clean when he talks. Like it's just very, yeah. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. It's got to be proven over time for me. Like I don't dislike him. He hasn't won me over yet either. I'm kind of, I don't know.
So far, he's done the obvious thing.
Yeah, he's done the obvious things that I think.
And he won a lottery.
Yeah,
I hate a guy that wins a lottery.
Hey, he wasn't even on screen for that. That was Matt's. We're giving that one to. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, Matt?
So I think your last statement sums it up pretty well for me, that it has to be earned like over time. Like I thought when they first hired him, I mean, I think when we gave our reactions here, I said, I'm willing to give him a shot and see like what he does. He was 10 years younger when he took the job in Arizona for a team whose owner was, for all intents and purposes, a sleazebag. So like, it's not surprising that maybe he got caught up in that or influenced by that or like do anything to win. Maybe doesn't know the rules, doesn't have the veteran mentorship there. So I'm willing to give him a second shot because what could go wrong, I guess? Like we're already in pretty bad shape. But I will say like the last 2.5 weeks, like if he continues down this path, he'll work towards like earning that respect, like from me. Like you say he does the obvious thing, but to the ownership, that wasn't the obvious thing.
No.
Like Pelly was a big fan of Berube. He was going to bring him back. So we just talked about the owner in Edmonton getting fired up and influencing coaching decision. Now we've got a situation where like the GM and potentially Sundin as the culture guy going to Pelly and being like, we got to fire this guy, even though he's got multiple years left on his deal. And he did it. So it was the obvious thing, but it wasn't the obvious thing to the org. And one of my complaints in this season is that the organization seems to be very disconnected from the fans.
Oh, yes, they are.
And now we're seeing maybe a GM that's a little more connected to the fans. Like, I don't know if that's real. I don't know if he's still living in a box, but like I have noticed he has been in front of cameras and microphones more in the last 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
Than Treliving was in the 2.5 years he was here.
Yes, 100%.
Like you would get Treliving at draft day, like post draft day, you'd hear a little press conference.
And not much.
And you'd hear him at exit interviews, like after exit interviews at the end of the season. And you may hear him at deadline day if he signed somebody big or traded for somebody.
Yep.
And they were like orchestrated, professional, whatever. Chayka's putting out like TikToks and Instagram reels under the Maple Leafs account. He's doing like interviews on the radio. He's on TV shows. Like he is going to the written press. Like he is getting himself out there and answering questions people have because people were very unsure. So 2.5 weeks doesn't make someone a good GM. He's done nothing GM related. He fired a coach. He hasn't even made a draft pick yet. If he fumbles this first overall pick, my opinion will go very, very quickly down.
Where are you on that first overall pick?
At the top. That's where we are.
You're going to go McKenna?
We are taking McKenna. Even though McKenna has a lot of dirty laundry and the media is already airing all of it, like his mother getting arrested for felony alcohol charges and stuff. Anyway, they will have a field day with the McKenna family, it sounds like.
But none of that counts. They're from the Yukon.
It's territory.
Yeah. So my thoughts are along, Tyson, you summed it up perfectly. Like it's going to have to be earned, but nothing he's done so far has been like, this is either the same old, or this is a problem. Now maybe they're holding secret combines behind our backs and he's going to get busted. I don't know. But I just appreciate that he's out there. You can actually read quotes from him. You can hear from him. You can hear a little bit more of the direction he wants to go. Like that's all available, which is very different than we've had.
So Matt,
between Lou Lamoriello and Treliving and all of these people,
you just kind of gave me a little bit of a light bulb. Like I'm just realizing what I was going to say. Like if anything, he's been more It's only been a little over 2 weeks, but it's already felt way more transparent than what we've been used to. But does he feel the need to be more transparent because of how Leafs Nation has been treated? Or does he feel the need to be transparent because, like, I'm the guy that held the secret combine and I'm the guy that...
You know what?
I mean?
It could be a self-preservation move because there are some GMs that apparently don't like him. So if he's just out there more, whatever, gets his face out there more, etc. Or it could be trying to reconnect with the fan base because the fan base is loyal. Like, they still sell out almost every game. There was some down at the end of this season for the first time in a while, but MLSE will see that. And that's probably what's going to tip them off to, oh, there's a problem in Leafs Nation here. And then their staff can get on doing with that. But so I don't know. All that to say, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows whether he's doing it for personal gain or to get a foothold back in the league or to actually do fan service properly.
If I may, as just thinking about, thank you. So when his situation in Arizona, I mean, he was GM there with a pretty insane owner. Yes. And he was there during like the whole Coyotes kind of tail spinning, and they had the problems with the building, and the owner was in the news all the time. And that was like
some very, very lean years.
Yeah, for sure.
He was there.
And he goes through that. He comes out with a bad name because of the combine stuff. It's out there that GMs don't like him. And he still takes this job as the most highest profile GM job in the league. And so far has seemed quite confident, to your point, Matt, with doing all that type of stuff. He seems quite confident doing it. And I don't know if that's just because like he's a younger guy and maybe that's a newer generation thing. But my thought with him is he's going to do probably more bold moves. And we'll find out for sure how much it behind the scenes stuff affects that, because I think he's going to do some pretty bold moves. Don't know if they'll be the right ones or not, but if I've learned anything about this guy, he's not afraid to do it.
He's going to make moves,
and he's going to make some big moves. So
it would be on brand for him to draft McKenna and trade him before the season starts. Like, if you look at his trades in Arizona, he traded away a ton of their draft picks after they drafted them. Like, just gone, just out the window to try to, because they couldn't win later in Arizona. They had to win now. And I get Toronto's sort of like that, but we actually have some players who can play.
Yes.
Whereas Arizona was always annually the bottom feeder of the league. And their owner, who was trying to get a building done, who was trying to get grace from the league, who was trying to get fans in the building, like, let's trade this guy who might not be good for 3 seasons from now for someone who's good now. And of course, it just never really worked out. Right. But he wasn't afraid to make the move. Like, he had to do what he had to do, which might hurt us because we don't have to be in that situation. Exactly. But it may also be a breakthrough move. Yeah. Right? You don't know. No way to know.
I'll be curious to see if the moves build towards a team identity. Like, I just think, I think you got to figure out, what are the Leafs? How do they play? What are we doing here?
Yeah. His answer around Sundin's role was very good. I forget where I read it or where I heard it, but they were basically asked the working relationship between Sundin and Chayka, because they don't report to each other. They both report to Keith Pelly, basically. And Chayka was just like, listen, Sundin's here to like get a lay of the locker room, interface with the players, figure out what's going on in their lives. And so if he doesn't think we should do a move, we're not going to do it. Mm-hmm. So like, it seems like if it's all lip service, if it's actually real, it seems like Sundin will be the guardrail that Chayka didn't have in Arizona, right? Like, because he was an AGM for 1 year, unexpectedly the GM at 26 years old or something like that. And just fed to the wolves from an owner who could probably, I don't want to say manipulate him, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a big business guy worth billions of dollars, influencing this 26-year-old guy who doesn't know what's happening in the league, right? Like, so anyway, it sounds like Sundin will be that guardrail if it's not all lip service. Again, this could go way downhill. Ask me again in November. Maybe I think he's like the worst GM we've ever had.
Maybe July 1st.
Well, I mean, it's between the draft and July 1st, there's some big dates coming up where he can either show his stuff or really negatively affect the team.
Yep.
We'll just ask if you've been to Wendy's lately.
Man, every time I go to Wendy's to try to support the team now. It's the official restaurant of the Maple Leafs. No more Boston pizza.
Real quick before we wrap this up. Matthew Schaefer, did you see how they gave him the Calder
Good
trophy?
morning, America.
What? Did you see it? His whole family was there, and the Marinsons were there, and they gave it to him on Good Morning America. Like,
so
I guess they're not doing an awards show this year.
No,
like, we're
wasn't
just
it
like
last year they were trying to do all those viral video moments?
Well, they were, but it was like
Giving them
players giving it to the other players,
Yeah.
Exactly.
or like executives. This is Good Morning America. Like, what is going on? And like a midday announcement. It's just like there was a tweet.
It's like a Wednesday
I thought they were just
afternoon or
listing the
whatever.
candidates, and they're like, "No, he won." I was like, "What?"
Elliot mentioned that on his podcast last spring, that he didn't know where they landed on it, but that there was discussions of changing up how they give out the awards, and that they might do like surprise videos or surprise opportunities to give out the awards. And it's like, I don't know, but like I'm one of those guys that like I watch the award show, so like I don't.
I didn't. I watched it for the cringe. Like if somebody comes in with the Stanley Cup upside down or something, you're like, that guy. He's there for the paycheck. He
No,
doesn't
I'm
really
not
know what's going
invested.
on.
Like, you know, some people have Oscar parodies and stuff. That's not me, but it's on in the background for me. Like if it's on and I'm home, it's on.
Wasn't the last one like in between games of the Stanley Cup final too? When they did the actual.
They've done
it
that
was
a few
weird.
times.
They've done that a few times.
They've done that a
last
few
year.
times. There was like 2022. They had a private like event,
Yeah.
and here's Cale Makar, who's in the Stanley Cup final, sitting next to Victor Hedman at another table, who's in the Stanley Cup final. Like what?
Truce for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You good?
I don't remember if it was last year or the year before too, where they had the comedian that does all the impressions host.
Oh man.
And then come to find out, a room full of hockey players just don't laugh at anything.
No.
So it was like the deadest audience. Like,
I mean, I had Will Arnett for a few
yeah.
years doing it too for the same thing, and it's the same. No laughs in the crowd. Like whatever.
No, like what would it take to get Nathan MacKinnon to chuckle? Do you know what I mean? Like I wonder.
Interview him with a scuba
Where's
mask.
the list? Yeah.
Kind of get a little smile there.
Throw
Well,
teddy bears at him.
He smiled on that goal the other night, so that
They should just
Man, that
get
was a
Spit
fun
and
game.
Chicklets to do it. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people who have a but you got to have hockey players talking to hockey players. It's the only time they show personality. They don't do it when they talk to media. Like just get Paul Bissonnette to do it. Get Ryan Whitney. Don't call it Spit and Chicklets. Call it whatever. Like, but you like. I think that's the only move if you're going to do
the
something
Pink
like
Whitney
that.
Awards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They
Yeah.
won't do it because a lot of people
No.
don't have like. I mean, they're it's Barstool and all that stuff. But like,
Yep.
that would be the move to me. But anyways,
What do we
Now that
know?
I said tossing teddy bears at MacKinnon, all I can picture is the Avs having like a teddy bear toss game. MacKinnon hops off the bench and just starts ripping heads off.
you imagine?
he's on all fours, like just like rapidly shaking his head and whipping them around. They have to go out with a leash, pull him off the ice.
Coach Bednar, give me my scuba mask. I need protection from all the stuffies.
Get him in the pool. Put him in the pool. Let him swim.
Oh,
If they're by midsummer aren't like Flipper and Scuba Nathan MacKinnon's sets
he
in the
needs to
Corey
sign an
section,
endorsement deal. He needs to sign an
Walmart.
endorsement deal right now. Yeah.
like what a missed opportunity that is. Swim like the dog.
Specially designed
Make
for
dog
hotel
Clippers.
pool dynamics.
He's getting better. I find like he's getting better at dealing with this
breaststroke?
stuff. Yeah, exactly. I think it looks a lot like Michael Phelps, I thought.
Yeah. Who hops in like an 8-foot long pool with flippers?
And like cartoon, like your 7-year-old swim goggles.
Yeah.
It's like an elliptical, guys. It's a low impact knee exercise. Like, come on, you're giving him such a hard time. Like, there's legit reasons for it.
That was awesome.
But it was fantastic.
It was great.
I just like too how he said to Paul Bissonnette on that. He's like, no one sees that I was like the 10th guy in to do that, but
I'm the one that gets recorded.
I'm the one. Of course you are, because you can't help but be a maniac. So
his teammates did that. You know that, right? Like his teammate recorded it and sent it in anonymously, I'm sure. They're like, gonna get him.
Naz.
Probably.
It's the new guy.
Naz probably gave them to him, and it was a big setup. Awesome. All right, fellas.
Yep.
By the time we talk again, conference finals will be underway. Probably a couple games in for both teams, too.
Yeah. Crazy.
Fun.
I might be happy. I might be sad.
All right, lads. Well, keep your stick on the ice.